Well, hey guys, hi, it is Brent Abel here, WebTennis.com, with a new series for you. A new 3-video instructional series on the underspin slice backhand drive. And what we're going to work on are the 3 cues that I use, C-U-E, not clue with an L, but cues, C-U-E, that I use when I'm playing singles or doubles, that I use as a reminder that when I'm executing that slice underspin backhand drive, that I got to make sure that I do this one thing. All right, I never use all 3 on the same shot because that would be a little much. But just one. And there are some days when one of the cues works better than the other one for me. So today's video is the first video in that training series. Tomorrow you'll get cue number 2, and then the day after that you'll get cue number 3. All right, here comes cue number 1. And what we're going to start with today is the first cue that I use when I'm playing either singles or doubles. And again, these are going to be, each video is going to give you an individual cue. I don't use all 3 of them when I'm playing. I mean, it could be that on this particular day, it's going to be one as opposed to the other. So today's first cue for you is going to be what we call the counterbalance. And the counterbalance is, you know, when I think about pulling the trigger on the swing, you know, lots of times players think about, well, what do they do with the hand on their racket in terms of that being kind of their point of reference as to when they're going to swing. And what I do with the counterbalance is I think of the other hand. I think of the, you know, the non-dominant racket hand as, when do I want to pull this hand back towards this back fence, reaching right back towards you. So my swing path on this is thinking more about my non-dominant hand reaching back right there. When do I pull it back towards the back fence, as opposed to when do I swing out forward? It's really getting the turn and then pulling back with this non-dominant hand here, in my case, the left hand. So, and on some days, you know, that's my cue, as in terms of timing or in terms of setup, is when am I going to pull the hand back? You know, again, it's not when am I going to swing forward, it's when do I want to pull the hand back. And the reason for that is it keeps me sideways. And too often what I see is players get into a great setup position here, that front shoulder pointing at the ball. But you know what happens is they end up holding on with that non-dominant hand here too long. They start to hold on as they swing forward. And now what happens is the body starts to open up, right? And once this front shoulder opens up, if it gets open too soon, you know what? The swing path does not go from behind the ball forward to where you really create that nice underspin skid, but now it goes from left to right, and that's when the ball sits up over there. So think about this, your non-dominant hand sort of being your cue, kind of being your focus on the swing in terms of when do you release it to reach back towards that back fence. So guys, yeah, I want to hear from you right down below in the video. You know, what's on your mind with this cue, C-U-E, not clue with an L, but C-U-E, that you could remind yourself of as you're playing your underspin slice backhand drive. Let me know if you've got a comment, a question, or feedback in the comments area. And then tomorrow, be sure to look for cue number 2. It's going to show up in your email inbox. And if you are not on my email list and, you know, you're just organically finding this on YouTube, man, you know, go to WebTennis.com, get signed up, and you will get notified. All right, guys, make sure to get out there today. And cue number 1 is to non-dominant hand the counter balance right there. Okay, guys, there you have it. Cue number 1 is that counterbalance. Is really start thinking about, rather than pulling the trigger when you start the swing and thinking about your hand or the stroke so much, do what I do on this thing, where sometimes I feel like, you know, really what I want to focus on is that non-dominant hand on the racket. When am I going to pull it back to be able to execute the swing? which really helps me stay sideways on that and keeps that swing path moving forward rather than from side to side. So guys, down below the video, let me know what's on your mind. You got a comment, you got some feedback, maybe a question, let me know. And as always now, you got to get out there, way out there today, and make it another incredible day.